R-A-Y-A-D.
Jimmy what?
Jimmy Rayad. R-A-Y-A-D. He works for Clayton Controls. Really great guy. He knows this system. I explained to him exactly what I was trying to do with this. He understands it fully. He helped me write, the first program and get me on board with some of the software, which I'm about to show you in a minute. So,
how much did this PLC cost?
I don't remember. I think the PLC was like $400, $400 or $500. The power supply, which was just outrageous, it was $165 for a power supply.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
Not very expensive.
Well, I mean, it's a DC power supply, but
yeah, you imagine.
Yeah, I know. But it's actually, when I was looking at the documentation that comes to it, it's actually a lot more complicated than just a power supply, because it maintains regulated power supply. So it eliminates any fluctuations in music that's coming out of Janet's phone. So
program
FP Win Pro 6, that's the program that we use for doing all this. And there it is.
That's Panasonic.
So
it's from Panasonic?
Yeah, it's all Panasonic. So when you open up the software, first thing that pops up is it wants to ask you if you want to continue a project, new project, or you can download a project from the PLC, because this guy's his program's stored in there. So right now we've got this one here, cycle testing Rev 1. Actually, I need to delete these other ones because they were just ones that I was playing around with and he downloaded. I think, these three he downloaded off of I don't remember where exactly he got these, but there were examples of like timers and counters and stuff like that, which we pulled some out and got into this one. So, ladder diagram programming. We added a lot of notes in here so that you can follow what's going on. So the way he set this up, the way we set this up, actually we'll just start with a new one. Well, we've got two different programs here that we wrote. Come on. Okay. And it doesn't want to listen to me. So this software package is extremely complicated and complex, and is way more than what we need. But you take the pieces that we need, and the rest of it maybe we might use later, or I don't know, maybe never, who knows. So, ladder diagram. Basically, you have a couple different modes here. Right now we're in offline mode. This little icon switches it to online mode, which means it's communicating with the PLC. Offline mode is just the software. These are network configurations, which you'll never use. Variables, instructions, templates. Basically, most of the icons you're going to be using are these ones right here. So you got contact, coil, and then draw a line. So here we go. We'll start with contact. So the way we set this up is we get a toggle switch, which we're going to hardline into one of the inputs. Right? This one is input X0. So we set it up. The way we did it, you can just when you're playing around with it, you can just take a piece of wire and basically short between the terminal and the power supply to trick the computer to say that the input is on. But we set this up as a toggle switch. You got to think of this as like a circuit, so everything's got to be in line and on. And when you switch to online mode, you'll see little green boxes in here, and when they're activated, they'll light solid green. So we have input XO, limit sensor X2, which is one of these sensors we have wired in to X2 right here, and to basically tell the computer that the slide is in that it made its position. And then R1 is a contact that he wrote in here, and I'll show you in a minute. Because the R variables are internal contacts. This PLC has, I think, something like 50 or 60 internal contacts that you can assign, and they're all R values, R1 through whatever. Kind of like R, Rafi is asleep. So boring him. I know it's